Welcome back to Central Coast Disc Golf. This is the 2023 Zootown Open. It is a Disc Golf Pro Tour Silver Series. We are up in beautiful Missoula, Montana. I'm your host, Nate Perkins, and I'm here with three-time major champion and four-time Zootown Open champion, Sarah Holcomb. Sarah, how are we doing today?
I'm doing great. Mountain life is something else, and we are about to show you what we got. Hole 1 is a par 4, 483 feet. You punch it high over these trees on a slight hyzer. You want it to push straight and fall into this gap. You're losing maybe 100 feet of elevation here, and even though it is a par 4, it is actually eagleable. So we might see somebody get inside the circle here for a putt.
Updated disc catcher 28s
First
for this
from
event.
Grass Valley, California, Jessica Weese.
And Jessica is also no stranger to the Zootown Open. How many times do you feel like she's played this event?
At least half a dozen. She comes here quite often. This is her Eco Star Destroyer.
And she kind of cracked that on a pretty good angle.
It had the carry. We'll see if it fights through those trees. Okay, how about a bullseye?
What?
Ananda.
And this hole's totally blind, right?
Yeah, totally blind. You're punching it out. That tallest tree on the right side is we're trying to throw inside of it and get it to push forward. Going at that big tree. That's the line. We'll see how it gets through.
Wow. Beautiful shape.
Up next from Missoula, Montana, Erica Stinchcomb.
This is definitely a home advantage for Erica. She's been playing this for many years, dating all the way back to her first year playing. I don't think she's missed this one.
So what is that? Is Erica 2015 or 16?
Yeah, since 2015.
Okay, cool.
Comes up a little bit short and catches those trees and drops down. It'll be a tricky approach.
Current world champion, Kristen Tattar.
And this will be Kristen's first start here in Missoula. It looks a little wide as long as it misses that tree.
And it does.
So she'll be right of the basket. It's pretty open over there, however. The harder approach is what Erica's dealing with here, where you have to throw down the hill and navigate these trees. Be a C2 look for birdie.
Little 70-footer here for Eagle. Whew, comes up just short.
Really clean release.
Sarah, how many times have you played this event? I feel like you're a Montana girl at this point.
At least 4 or 5 times myself. Okay. I love this course.
So then that means you've only lost it once?
I'm not actually sure how many times I've played it. Erica with a long bid. Oh my gosh.
It wasn't even like a putt. She like tossed that in.
Yeah, that was like a half throw. Wow, what a shot.
She's like, I'm not starting off like that.
Side, just at the edge of the circle.
Committed putt, finds the band there, and we've been seeing quite a bit of Ananda this year. She's really become one of the better players in the division, and she's from Spokane, Washington, so that's just a few hours west of here, down the 90. And Jessica Weese, how often is it that you card an eagle from the bullseye on the opening hole?
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And it's great that this course gives you the option to do that. There's actually 3 eagleable par 4s in the front 9.
Okay, cool.
And now we're here on hole 2. This one's 346 feet. It plays as a righty hyzer. You kind of push towards this tree line and let it fall left. It's a little bit tough to get to, so players are going to try to land at this opening and give it a long bid.
Yeah, it almost seems like you have to get lucky through these trees on the right if you really want to park it. You kind of have to.
Yeah, I agree. Or you could try the sidearm on a big flex.
Try and flex it through. There's
I
enough
don't know
space
that
for
we're
that
see
shape?
anybody do that though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely possible. I think Jess or Kristen might be the ones, but here's Jess with a backhand.
Just kind of punches through everything to outside the circle short. Pretty good shot.
Yeah, I mean, she's almost pin high though. She'll have a, edge of the circle look. That's a great shot.
And what do you think about size 2-step run up? I mean, how special is that she's able to generate the spin like that?
I mean, it's compact. There's so much. We learned so many inefficiencies through our run up.
Yeah.
I mean, just stand still and throw. We'll have to see that out. We'll see that a lot out on this course on approach shots because this mountain grass is so tufty and uneven. It's difficult to get full run ups. Yeah, everybody just throwing the hyzer, just trying to get as close as they can and hoping to make a long putt on this one.
And Kristen pumping the grace right there, and she finds that last guardian tree that kind of you really need to beat if you want to park it. Oh, Erica going for back-to-back toss-ins right there.
She's pretty dialed.
Yeah, same front side miss from Kristen from 50. She's fresh off an Elite Series Plus win back in Portland.
Man, that's an unfortunate miss. Uncharacteristic for Sai, but still found it right back on the very next stroke. That's the most important after an air ball, is that you come right back and are able to clean it up.
And so now, after our card has played it, how many birdies did we have on the day, Sarah?
There's actually only one. And Juliana Corver, known for her laser beams, she certainly has the distance. I think you need about 400 feet of power to get there. But she parked it, so I'm assuming she got lucky through that right side, like you were suggesting with that backhand. On to hole 3. This is a par 4, but it's only 378 feet. It slowly moves uphill. Players are looking to place a shot right about here. And that gives them access to this smaller alley that is also still quite a bit uphill to this beautiful green. The rough is rough, and if you're not in the landing zones, it's going to be difficult to get the birdie. But this is just waiting for you to throw 2 controlled shots and tap in a birdie.
Yeah, super scoreable. It says 378. It probably plays closer to 475, just with how uphill it really is. Oh, Jessica kind of drops the elbow a little bit and burns that forehand into the ground.
It is also so subtly uphill that some players won't make the adjustment.
Yeah,
That's
just
a
kind of
little right.
deceiving.
Yeah, it's deceiving. You think it's flat, but you're on a mountain. There's nothing flat out here.
Erica's kind of got this little air bounce style.
I like that hyzer line. It's got early tree options, but it seems to be the easiest line to land in that landing zone. Players could also take that Annie route.
And Kristen actually just going mid-range to set herself up for another hyzer into the green. Jessica from pretty far back. And Sarah, you made a really good point about the footing here. That's something that we can't really ever see on camera, but you talked about the grass and how it kind of toughs up in some spots that you might have a little hole, a little ditch or something.
Kristen a little pinched there, ended up going sidearm, but still gets inside the circle for an uphill look at birdie. Yeah, the grass they don't have to mow it out here. It's like mountain grass. And it doesn't even show up until the summer.
Yeah, and I actually heard from the tournament director that they're not actually even allowed to mow because we're technically in the Lolo National Forest, a 2 million acre national forest. And so the grass is actually just matted down in these fairways from play throughout the summer.
Sai forced to pitch out. That's a smart play. There's really nothing on that side. And relying on her great approach game to put it next to the pin.
Little
Look at
pitch
that
there.
gallery.
Yeah, it was nice for Friday.
Missoula's showing out. Kristen with that birdie.
Yeah, this is the type of course and community that kind of gives me that old school style disc golf love, you know, that just like community that comes to see how the pros are going to play their course, the course that they play every weekend, you know. People were so welcoming to the tour this year.
Yeah, this community actually has a special name for disc golf. It's different than anywhere else. They call it FOF without an R.
They call it FOF. I hadn't
What a
heard
putt
that.
by Erica.
Wow.
Yeah, so other people will call it frolf.
Yeah.
But this area calls it FOF, like golf, but with an F and no R. So you know you're
Love
dealing
that.
with a Missoulian when you hear that term. Sai to clean up the par. Good focus.
This is also the first time that the Disc Golf Pro Tour has come to Montana. This has been an A-tier event. You called it a super tour. For many years, it would be in between the national tour events of the Northwest. But first time the DGPT has been to this little mountain town. Taking a look here, Missy Gannon, perfect through 3. Our card's looking pretty good, and there's a lot of scoring going on this
Lots
front
of birdies. And we're back. This is hole 4. 432 feet of wooded mountain goodness. You're following this first trail. Most players are going to throw a hyzer around this corner, but they wanted to kind of push straight here. If you have a sidearm that will has a turnover line, a slow S curve is going to give you a look at eagle here. This one is affectionately known as Mirkwood by the locals.
Little nickname, huh? Mirkwood, I like that. Dense pine forest here. I feel like we can't not talk about the mosquitoes today because this was like where they were at their worst. It was so hard to focus.
Yeah, mountain life doesn't come without bugs. But it really is just these first two, 3, and 4 are the worst, and then it's not so bad after that.
Kristen going glory there. Stable fairway, and she's down into the ditch.
Jess also going with the backhand hyzer. I was hoping we would see that sidearm flex shot. She
Yeah,
definitely has the skill for that shot.
I'd love to see that shape, and she actually threw something super understable there and flipped it up nice, and 2 steps and just pops this one up.
Come on.
Yeah, this whole travel is slowly downhill, so you're always kind of dealing with this extra bit of elevation. See, this is the line that can get there.
Yeah, I love that shape from Erica. Late flipping that forehand.
And then once you get off the tee, you're kind of finding, you're scrambling to try to get to the basket from your second. And that's a great scramble, just outside the bullseye. That'll be for a birdie.
Yeah, Sai's definitely making a name for herself with those little short technical turnovers.
Jess will have a look. The green is also sloped, but it does have kind of a ditch at the bottom that will kind of catch a sidearm such as this and leave you 15, 20.
It's always nice when there's not just
It's not a
potential.
ditch at 40. It's a ditch
Yeah.
at 20,
Yeah.
which is great.
Oh, yeah, she's feeling it from distance today.
Yeah, as long as you're hitting metal, just keep at it. Jess for birdie. Ooh, man. That's a great putt. I've really enjoyed watching her putt this season. I can tell she's made some great improvements.
She's having a good year. We've
Oh,
seen her
yeah.
on coverage a lot.
Kristen tapping into birdie as well. Yeah, Jess has got 3 top 5s, 3 top 10s, just got 10th at Portland. So really playing well.
It's
got
getting
a lot of
harder and
points.
harder to do. The division's getting talented.
Yeah, I don't think she was even near that at the end of last year.
Okay.
So her performance has improved even compared to the improving field. Three birdies and a par. That's a great way to get through Mirkwood. And on to hole 5. This is only 295 feet, but it traverses this plateau with a spine on that left side that just drops into this very dark, deep ditch that you do
You
not
need a
want to
name
be
for
in.
it.
So I really like the backhand turn over here, slow turn with a mid-range. Also great for a sidearm flip up, a little technical and tight, but has you on this edge of this hill, and really just kind of you should be licking your chops trying to get this one.
Oh, just
That's
kind of.
inside.
Yeah, you can see Kristen. Sometimes she'll keep the arm a little too close to the body, and she'll have that early release hyzer.
And there is actually a backhand hyzer route on this right side. So Jess also going with the hyzer.
Yeah, little nose up, a little too much hyzer. She's off outside the circle right.
It takes something with a little bit of flip up and carry to keep it going so straight on that hyzer line. So it makes it really technical, even though it seems like an obvious sidearm. Side, a little
Ooh.
wide. That'll be some work. So Erica's going to show us the
Oh.
hyzer line.
You nailed it,
Pretty
Sarah.
extreme, but it's definitely there.
Oh, and that's really wide.
That was too wide, but it's fighting.
She'll have another look from deep in circle 2.
I think that these women will clean up these tee shots tomorrow.
Yeah, this has to be one of the
Ooh.
more scoreable
Beautiful.
holes. What was this one playing as, Sarah?
Yeah, just barely over par.
Over par.
Just barely.
Okay. And there's Erica with that kind of
Yeah.
modified throw putt.
Really good speed on it, too. Everyone is giving it a look, but not running too far past. Good cleanup from Sai.
Did you happen to make it down to the disc golf gathering by the river Thursday night?
Oh, I didn't.
It was a pretty cool event. They had some live music, food trucks, a lot of art out there, and then they had some players throw across the river that runs through town. Actually, it's like a 600-foot throw, and they all made it across.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Really cool to see people gather and watch someone throw a disc that far.
Yeah, Droughtworks, a local brewery, welcomed us on Wednesday night as well.
Okay,
where
cool.
A bunch of people came out.
Very
so.
cool.
This is hole 6. This is 324. Through this gap that goes through this ravine. You do not want to be in the bottom of the ravine. And then you're getting up to these other gaps. So I really like a flippy distance driver here. It also plays uphill, so even though it is only 324, it's probably playing more like 350, 360. Once you get here, we're hoping to slide up the green and give yourself a putt. That early gap is the most important, and this actually plays as hole 1 on the regular course.
Oh, okay.
And the backhand line here is a little more even technical than it looks, as the ground is falling away to the left side.
So it'll,
the
like,
backhand is fighting
cut
that
off,
the whole
yeah.
way.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the sidearm here, but again, it's a little far. So Jessica certainly has the distance.
Yeah. It says 324. Oh, flipping this one up.
That's the one.
What a shape from Weese.
Oh.
That is really mean. That little rock
You can
kept
be
her
good,
from the
but you
bullseye.
don't always get lucky. Yeah.
Mental advice from Jess.
Yeah, it says 324. I feel like it probably plays closer to 350, 60. It's a subtle climb at the end of the
So
flight.
Erica even going with the sidearm here. Turns it over a little bit, but I think that's very interesting because this is not, this is a tight gap, and to throw a shot that is not your primary takes a lot of trust. So that's great.
Yeah, it's really the only way you can get better at it, right? Is to throw it when you have that kind of tournament nerves going, and
Certainly.
you forced yourself to learn a new shot, like.
And then you got to try it, and just if it doesn't work out, that's okay. At least you tried. You just needed to blow on it just a little bit to get it up there. What a good run, though.
That was our last attempt at birdie there, and I believe no one birdied the sixth.
That is correct. And it also actually played as the hardest hole.
Wow. Yeah, there's a ditch that you can't really see if you don't hit that initial gap. You fall into this ditch that's really hard to get out of.
I got to do that today.
You went down in the
Actually,
ditch?
2 of us on my card were in the ditch.
Oh, it's so
It took
sad.
like a full power tomahawk to get out, and then I still had to throw a very skilled second or third in order to save my single bogey.
That has to be why it played as the hardest hole. So has this course changed much over the years? You said that this was originally hole 1.
A lot of these holes are the same.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those classic places, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, the trees have gotten bigger, but...
Yeah. Taking a look at that leaderboard there, and we are moving into the 7th, another shorty. What kind of shape do we have here, Sarah?
This is a left to right. As you can see, also, this is similar to the last hole where the ground is falling away to the left, so the backhand has to work a little harder to stay turned. It's going to come out a little bit faster. The sidearm is really the play here, aiming basically at this tree to the left of the basket is the tree you can see from the tee. This green, though, is extremely slippery. Like, it's very slick. You can hit it perfect and you'll roll down the hill. So landing it next to the basket is actually pretty difficult.
I honestly feel like this is the first hole where there's a potential for your disc to roll like out of sight. Like if you don't have a spotter, you could think you parked it, and then you could roll like 300 feet down the
Speaking of
mountain.
which, we're watching Jess catch a roll. Essentially, if you hit any of these trees and it drops you vertical, you're likely to roll down the hill.
Yeah.
Even if you get a skip that's a little bit hot, you can roll down the hill.
Side going putter turnover here. I believe that she's throwing the deputy for these kind of understable turnovers.
Came up a little short and caught that tree, but it slid right to 15 feet. Erica with another sidearm.
Erica going to give herself another 50-foot look. She's cast one already and had a few good bids.
Ooh, sit. Whew. Those trees are exactly how things roll down the hill. Just still with a little bit of work. This is a very death putt. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, didn't want it.
Are you laying that up?
Yeah.
And also,
Yeah.
if we just saw this like this layup didn't quite go as well as she probably would have hoped. She left.
Are you
Did you just call that
serious?
again?
She's just full on throwing these.
Hey, when you're on, you're on.
she's
Another one
having
from
fun.
downtown for Erica. Just cleaning up the par.
In front of the home
Ooh.
crowd, too, as Jessica
Sneaking
sneaks
it
it in.
Jinx. And Sai for birdie.
Oh, pretty putt. Center cut.
Kristen, no problem on the cleanup. And now we're on to hole 8. This is only 241 feet, but it is well guarded by these pines. It's really just straight in front of you, but the open line is mostly on the right side, but you still have to push through those trees on the right side low, or you're going to leave yourself outside the circle for a putt. You could also take the left side, but I didn't have any success there, so
Yeah,
I'm
it's-
assuming people are going to go right.
It's pretty tight on the left side right there.
This one is difficult to get. It looks like something it should be a gimme, but it is pretty difficult to get to.
Yeah, I feel like most of the field probably putt from circle 2.
Yeah, I think you're right. Sai getting caught up by that first set.
These pines, they're ponderosa pines, and it really is an iron leaf situation. If they touch the rim of your disc, they just shove it into the ground.
And this is also, the ground is falling away left again here for the backhand. So you have to get like extra turn. This is what most of my backhand attempts look like, trying to get to this pin. They just fade out left.
It's a fine line between too much ante and like cut rolling out, and
There's some early right pines that you can kind of throw into.
Kristen
This
just gonna
looks
hit this
good.
mid hard.
Hard and low. Yep,
Yeah.
there it is. I wondered how people were getting there. Thanks, Kristen.
Pin high, 28 footer.
And Jess.
Look at the angle
And
that-
those are those. Wow, it went right through those.
It
looked
did,
like it
and
was
the
going to hit those.
And the second set
Oh,
too.
wow,
She's
okay.
got a putt.
And Erica, let's see if she can put another one in.
She's online though.
Sai with some great focus. Very routine oriented. Just sitting at the edge of the circle, just outside. Uh-oh, that is a sit.
Oh, it's her second one this round.
This will be a similar distance. You have to really get this up.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Birdie to bogey right there.
And have you noticed? I've noticed within my putt a little bit, the mountain air seems to drop it.
I've definitely noticed that a lot today,
Right.
just watching the game. Yeah, saw a lot of putts come up short, a lot of putts just hyzering off left.
There's the birdie.
Yeah, we're just over 3,000 feet here. I think that's really the elevation where you start to notice a difference in the stability of your stuff.
Yeah, I'm noticing about a half tick stability change.
Which can be significant when you've got a game of inches here, and a few strokes around can really add up.
Yeah, and then just kind of reverse. I have to kind of reverse engineer my lines to the stability.
Okay.
So, it's like, oh, I have to pretend I'm holding a different disc than I am
Yeah.
to create the same lines.
That's interesting.
It's a little bit, you have to really kind of pay attention because it's easy to, oh yeah, I forgot we're at elevation. This isn't going to fly like this.
This has to be one of the premier holes in the game right here,
yeah.
hole 9. It says 543, but it plays probably 120 feet downhill.
Oh, yeah. You only need about 300 feet of distance to get there. And most players are going to throw the backhand just down the hill, hoping that it pushes straight and sneaks under this pine right here. And then it's another downhill area with a pretty slippery green. There's knolls and elevation on all sides of it. It's kind of on a little spine. So a lot of players are going to get to this lower plateau and throw an approach down to the green that will be difficult to stick.
Kristen going grace here, and
Had a crosswind today, so it's going to keep pushing that left.
yeah, she really wanted to hit that one flatter. She kind of hit it nose up and hyzered, but she drops down to maybe the edge of circle 2 there.
That's a little pulled. She needs to get through that tree.
Ooh.
It drops her down. She'll have a long approach.
Yeah, really touchy approach right there. Probably 250 out.
It'll be difficult to get this birdie, but she
Yep.
can do it.
I think Erica's throwing a Clash Discs Wild Honey here, kind of a flippy 12 speed.
She throws this disc a lot. You can see it flipping like just a few feet out of her hand.
Yeah, and that wind's kind of pushing that one on hyzer. Hits that last pine that you said you really want to go underneath, and that's a good spot to be, though.
Yep, it's almost a jump putt from there, but probably just a touchy little throw. That is Jess with her CE T-Bird. I think this is the one she got from the Lissamans. Still throwing CE. Can you believe that?
Hey, that's
Oh.
wild.
Okay.
think-
I guess that's what you need to get all the way through.
Is that her second bullseye for Eagle on the front 9?
Yeah, pretty sure.
That's
Pretty
crazy.
sure that just happened again.
It's got to be a first
That's
for her
awesome.
career. It's so sweet.
Yeah, so she's got to turn this down the hill, but then it's probably got to come back a little bit.
Ooh, that's a little low, but it could crawl over and look at the speed control right
Inside
there.
the circle.
Yeah. It's hard to do from that range, and Erica's going to have just a little toss here, but this is also can be touchy. 150
Yeah.
footer.
Oh,
Yeah.
moved size disc a little. Kristen got down to the bottom of that ravine area, so she's putting back up. This could be an eagle as well. Oh, there it is. Whew.
Just over the rim, and that is for 6 under par on the front.
Oh
It's
my
kind of
gosh.
cooking.
Clean scorecard. Really skilled approach shot from side to get that birdie.
Yeah, she's a lot of fun to watch. Her putting style, just the way that she's so like upright, the vertical in the spine, and she just stays relaxed, and it's all spin. It's something we haven't seen too much in division. And
Yeah.
Jessica outside the bullseye actually there, and she connects. You don't see too many pure spin putters in the FPO, right?
Yeah, and she's also got really good rhythm and timing for it. And I think that's where a lot of people struggle when you get nervous. That relaxed putt is no longer as smooth.
Yeah,
and Sai
yeah.
manages to keep it pretty relaxed. Wow. That's a heck of a finish of a front 9 there. Birdie,
Yeah.
birdie, eagle, eagle, hey-o.
And we're collectively 18 under par
And
on
one
the front.
bogey for the whole round. And that was because partially a rollaway.
Wow, that was the Berdogi. You're right. What a treat. And here we are taking a look at the leaderboard. We've got 3 of the top 4 here. Missy Gannon also shooting a 6 under on the front. And this is just a really fun course to play, fun course to watch. And Sarah, thank you for joining us here on Central Coast. It's a treat to have your insight, major champion and also a 4-time champion of this event. And from Nate Perkins and Sarah Holcomb, we will see you guys for part 2 from round 1 of the Zootown Open.